This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Hi, good evening.
Good evening, Amar.
Very good evening, guys. Okay, let's start. Who is going to share the screen today? So, guys, who is going to share the screen today? So, quickly respond, guys.
Sorry, Amar. Just came back to home. I'm going to
Okay.
exam.
Okay. Others? So, quickly respond, guys. Who has the setup? Nothing. Setup not required. Only AWS account, one EC2 instance. That's it. So, today we are going to talk about role, IAM role.
Amar, I can share.
Rupesh again.
Shall I create that?
Yeah, fine. Fine, Sanath. Anything is fine. Your internet is good, right?
Yeah, good.
Okay, then. Yeah, we'll go with Sanath. So launch your EC2 instance and show me that. Maybe not launching not required right away. Show me your AWS account. That's it. Let me
Yeah,
start
just
recording.
yeah. Okay, Amar. Shall I launch the EC2?
No, not required. Just share your screen.
Okay.
So guys, first we'll create a role. How role will be again useful? We'll see that. So I given a presenter role to you, Sanat, already.
Amar,
What
are you
happened,
giving?
Sanat?
Yeah, I
No.
don't get anything.
Oh, I'm sorry. I given to Shekhar. Okay. Let me give it back to you. Yeah, I given back to you. Please go ahead.
Yeah, Amar.
Okay. Click on services. Go to IAM part. Okay. So guys, as I told yesterday, IAM is to provide the access to this AWS account, AWS services. Again, in IAM, there are two parts. Okay. So meanwhile, guys, I want to give some questions. Can you please open your notepad in AWS? So anyway, the next 2 days we can write. I'll give some task, guys. First task. Example. So guys, even though I don't give any tasks also, you can find out in my Google Drive notes, guys, DevOps class notes. So under each topic, you can find out the task. Don't think that I'm not giving tasks, already there. First task. Example, guys, I lost my PEM key. How to restore? Maybe how can I log into my EC2 instance? So or else assume that I am using one laptop. Okay, here only I used to download my PEM key, my PPK key and all. Somehow my laptop got corrupted. I got a new laptop now. So what is your approach now? How to restore your .pem key? Write down. So did you understand my question, guys?
So, Amar.
Yeah. How to restore .pem key? Or maybe if you lost your key, how you can restore? That is the question, guys. Write down, Sanat. Yeah.
So sorry to disturb Amar. This is Karthik.
Yes, sir.
So the question which you told is how to restore the PAM key, right?
Hmm.
So yesterday which you have created for the IM account, that is what is you are trying to tell?
No, no. So PEM key is to log in our EC2 instance. For EC2
Okay.
instance login, you don't need IAM access. IAM
Yes, yes.
access is only to access the services.
Okay. Okay, Amar.
Okay, PEM key is different. PEM key means while launching your EC2 instance, okay, you will get one PEM key. So with that only, you will generate your PPK key. So PEM key is nothing but combination of two keys again, public and private key. So actually AWS guys, they are not providing the password. Instead of that, they are providing this PEM key. So we have to download it while creating your EC2 instance. We have to generate extract a private key from this PEM key, and that private key you are using to log into your EC2 instance every day, right? So assume that today you maybe your laptop got corrupted. Your PEM key is there, your PPK key is there. Now there is no backup. You got a new laptop. Now from there, how can I log in to this EC2 instance? That is my question. Okay. Yeah. How to restore PEM key if you lost it? I need approaches, guys. What are the approaches? Do you create a new PEM key, or else can we maybe get that old PEM key? How you what is your approach? That is what I need. Okay. Second question. Second question. Okay. So just a minute, guys. So how many users we can create? IAM users we can create. How many IAM users we can create?
Hello, Amar. Sorry for the disturbance. So,
Yes.
I am observing somehow here, like some generate keys are there in that option. We can generate that one. Here, key pairs are there now, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, here we
I
can
didn't
generate.
approach. You try whatever you need. All I need is I want to log into my EC2 instance from like maybe to a different laptop or else I lost my key. I don't have that PEM key and PPK key, whatever I'm using for my server. How can I get that? That is my question. You have to try that. If you create a new key pair, so how can you say that use this key pair for that server? That server already configured with old PEM key, right? If you create a new key PEM, so how do you say that use this key pair? Okay, maybe try that. Whatever you need. All I need is answer. You need to post it. Just if you say if you got the answer, just say like I got the answer and all. That's it. It's for your
Amar,
purpose, guys. Generally, we like it may happen in your day-to-day life. Yes.
if you join any new organization, so they will provide .pem keys, or we need to just find out them, like what you're saying, the task.
Not like that. Maybe if it is a brand new example, you are a DevOps admin, you created a PEM key, so you'll get that PEM key. Or else already existing servers. For them, maybe they are using user management instead of using PEM key. So now by default we are using EC2-user method, right? But in real time, if it is a real project, you may not go with EC2-user. So guys, actually, while maybe for your EC2 instance, we are using EC2-user, right, by default. But in real time, we don't use EC2-user. Everybody will log in with their own username. So how can we log in with that username? How can I enable? Write down. How can I enable? So there is one simple option is there, guys. You have to modify some option in some setting file. How can I enable other user except EC2-user to log into my system? So by default, guys, EC2-user you are using by using this PPK key. Okay. So all I need is other users, not EC2-user. How can I enable other user except EC2-user to log in EC2 instance? How can I allow other user to log in my EC2 instance? Take the hint. Hint is, guys, there is one setting file, SSH setting file. You have to change some configuration in SSH setting file. Hint is SSH setting file. You have to modify SSH setting file. How many maximum IAM users I can create? Next question. How many maximum IAM users I can create? Difference between EBS, next IAM users.
IAM users.
Yes. Fourth question. Difference between EBS, EFS, S3 bucket.
EBS.
EBS, S3, EFS. What is static web hosting? Maybe what are the S3 properties you have? Fifth one. What are the S3 properties we have? Again, these are interview questions also, guys. What are S3 properties you have? We have. Okay. Sixth question. So I'm not sure this question I given or not. So example, my EC2 instance is T2 micro. I want to change, I want to increase my resource. Did I given this question, guys?
Okay, Amar.
Yes,
Did I
I
given this
guess
question?
you have given previously.
Okay. Okay. Uh,
Okay, Amar, you
what
should
are
say
the
that.
storage classes you have in S3 bucket? What are the storage classes we have in S3 bucket? Storage classes in S3 bucket. Okay, the next seventh question. So difference between on-demand, reserved, spot. So guys, EC2 we do have three types of instances you can build up. You can request AWS guys for these three. So by default on demand only guys, what you are building. So maybe write down quickly. What is on demand? On demand means AWS, maybe you're not giving any agreement with AWS guys. Little costly. You're not telling any like a specific period. I need for 1 year, I need for 2 years. You're not giving any commitment. Okay, on demand, write down. User won't give any commitment. Means I need for this year, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, something like that. I don't give any commitment. It's my wish. Until unless my requirement is there, I will use that EC2 instance. You won't give any commitment. Reserved instance. Reserved instance. We have to give commitment. So guys, if you see left hand side, you have these options in EC2 dashboard. Which type of instance? Reserved instance means you have to give commitment, guys. I need for 1 year, I need for 2 years. Sign maybe agreement, guys. Little cheap when compared to on demand. Little cheap, guys, when compared to on demand. You have to do agreement. So maybe this many years I need something like that. Spot. There is no agreement between, I mean, you don't give any commitment and AWS also won't give any commitment here. I mean, example, you launched a Spot instance today. Okay, so whenever there is a huge demand, they will delete that Spot instance without your notice. Little cheap, very cheap when compared to on demand. Spot instance, there is no commitment from your end as well as AWS end also. Guys, spot means like maybe for testing purpose, for practice purpose I am launching. Go with spot. Okay, so there is no requirement. I mean, even if you delete also something not happen. I no impact will be there. That kind of servers you can go with spot. Guys, there is no commitment from AWS. They can delete anytime whenever they have huge demand. Okay, this is what three types of types, guys. On demand, reserved, spot. Okay, now eighth question. How to migrate data between multiple storage classes, maybe in between the storage class in S3 bucket. How to migrate? So guys, did I show that AMI backup, AMI creation? I
No,
think
Amar.
AMI creation I haven't showed. Huh?
No, Amar.
Okay. How to migrate data between the storage classes in S3 bucket? Maybe as of now, these questions, guys, please work on these questions between S3 storage classes. Okay. So AMI backup means, guys, simple. You can create your own AMIs also. EC2 instance. Quickly, I will show you. Can you go back to AWS? Do you have any EC2 instance?
Just a minute, I will create.
No problem, no problem. So anyway, we'll create our EC2 instance as part of IAM. Okay, that time we'll see that. Go to IAM. As of now, no need to create. Go to IAM. So guys, we'll see that first how to create IAM role. IAM, simple only, guys. Here you don't get credentials. So yesterday we showed, we have seen that if you create a user, you received a credentials, security credentials, username, password for web console, security credentials for command line, right? So left hand side, click on users, sorry, roles. Create role. Okay, so for which service you want to grant the access? So let's take EC2. Permissions. Next. No, previous. Select your permissions. For EC2 service, what services you want to manage from there?
It is Amma.
Search
Yeah,
EC2.
maybe you can select S3 bucket as of now. S3 bucket read are full. As I told, two types of policies you have for every service. You can make it full or read based on your requirement.
Is it okay, Amma?
Yes. It's loading right now.
Okay, Amar.
Yeah. So you created a role now. Okay. Guys, this is my no. I think you clicked on policy. Go to roles.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to select the role, not like that. S3 full. Searching.
This one, right? Okay.
No, while searching, that is correct only. But while searching, you should not search like that. S3 full, something like that you have to search. S3 full or S3 read without space while searching to get the proper answer. S3 full or S3 read. Every service has two services, guys. Sorry, two policies. One is read policy. One more is full policy. Full policy means you can do anything with that service. Read policy means only read. Okay. So click on next. So I given S3 policy for my EC2 service. That role which you have created. Yeah, review. So here give role name. Whatever the maybe
Hello, Amma.
name you can give it. Next. Create role.
Hello.
Yes. Yes, Shekhar, tell me. Shekhar?
What is the difference between IAM policy and IAM role?
Policy means permission. You cannot compare policy and role. Both are completely different. User and role you can compare. Policy means permission. For each policy, for each service, you have two policies. Read policy, write policy. full policy. You cannot compare role and policy. Click on policy once, left hand side
Okay.
your policy, right? Click on policy. Permission, guys. Policy is nothing but permission. See, for your user or role, which policy you want to give, which permission you want to give. See, the different policies you can have here. You can observe. Okay. Now what to do? Left hand. So here I created a service for EC2, right? Go to services. EC2. Running instance. Now launch EC2 instance. Select. No, don't review and launch. Next page. Next button. Here IAM role option is there. Come down. Come down. IAM role. Select that. Now review and launch. Launch it. Select your key pair. You no need to generate a key every time. Practice purpose only, right? Use the same keys, whatever the keys you are using old servers.
Actually, I deleted all of them.
Oh,
That's
okay,
why.
okay. Yeah, that's fine. Launch instance. Services. EC2.
Amar, if I have the 50 instances in my company, for example, for each instance, I mean, say like 10 instances have one key. So every time I need to change that key at the time of, changing my instance in Putty.
Yes, compulsory. So how we will follow the methods? Maybe like whether I should use a different key for my server or not means. Example, there are different teams. Okay, application team. So they have 10 servers. Database team 10 servers. Maybe development team 10 servers. So example, now development team already has 10 servers here. So they need one more server. Okay, for somehow, maybe in the same account. So while creating that account, I'll give a same key to them. I'll use the same key. I don't use separate key. Again, no new key. It's not a best practice. So here
Yes, but
10
I am the
servers.
admin. Yes, but I am the admin, but I need to change the keys in my Putty session, but I want to log into the separate teams. In that case, I need to change my PEM keys every time in my Putty.
Exactly. So that's where I given a second question today. So generally we don't, maybe if it is a big project and all, will enable every user, like separate user again, other user login. As of now, EC2 user, but in real time, you will use your name and your password, right? Not PEM key again. If it is a small project, only 1 or 2 PEM members. Okay, so you can give maybe access to EC2 user, or else you will create that user and you will enable that user things only. I mean, what I can say, other user login to that EC2 instance. Okay, so you no need to change the keys and all. Then everywhere you will get the same username, same password. Yes or no, Dinesh?
Yes.
Yeah. So try to solve the third question. It's a simple thing only, guys. It's not a big deal. You have to change SSH setting to enable other login. So what you have to do means create a user called Dinesh. Okay, maybe log into your EC2 instance. Create a user called Dinesh. Set the password for Dinesh. Then after do change that SSH setting. Okay. Then restart your SSH service. Then after try to log in with your username, your password.
Okay.
Okay, that's what I need, guys. Now log into EC2 instance.
Amar,
Okay, so sudo -i now. Sudo space -i. Yeah, can you do AWS configure now? Now this time you don't need any credentials. AWS space configure. Okay, so enter. Credentials not required. You already attached that role to the EC2, right? Enter. Enter. Region name you have to give it. Maybe come back again. Enter. Run it one more time. Enter. Enter. Region, select it. Your region. AP-South-1. South-1. Again, your format. Text, JSON, whatever you need. JSON. Enter. Now clear the screen. Now which permission I given for that role, guys? S3 bucket, right? Now your system, your EC2 instance, from this EC2 instance, okay, so maybe if you do any automation and all, you can do that, or maybe like you also can use that. So run AWS S3 space ls, AWS space S3 space ls. Yeah, so it seems you don't have any bucket. If you have any bucket, it will show you. Go to your S3 bucket and create any S3 bucket.
Amar, create it.
Yeah, go ahead, create it. As of now, you don't have any buckets, right? So it's not showing any, just create it.
Amar, we can assign this role to any IAM user, right?
No, role is different, user is different. Okay, service.
Okay.
Role is for services, not for users. Okay, so guys, example in real time, one service you would like to maybe example Lambda service. That is one of the AWS service, guys. That service would like to read some manage S3 bucket and all. So in that case, I will give role to create a role and attach that role to Lambda from Lambda. Okay, that is one of the service. So Lambda service can read the data, can manage your S3 bucket and all. Now onwards. In the same way, now you attach to EC2 instance. So maybe you may ask, what is the difference then? A user also I connected from command line and I used it. So here, let me explain the difference between user and yeah, go ahead. As of now, create it. Come down. Last bottom line create option is there. Okay, now go to your AWS that is service EC2 instance. From there you can manage. So you given only read access, right? So you can read it. You cannot do anything. Maybe what I can say, you cannot upload, download those things and only read. AWS do
Amar,
S3LS.
Amar, just a minute. Sam got don't have access, so just we'll send him to.
Okay.
He has given full access, I guess, S3 full.
Full access. Okay.
Okay, Amar.
Yeah. So do AWS S3LS. So now onwards, that S3 service can be manageable from here, EC2 instance. Okay, so now guys, no user like logged into this as AWS account, but with the help of role, you are connecting to that S3 bucket from this EACD role. Let me explain little bit maybe in different way. Okay, so example, this is your AWS account, guys. Okay, here you have EC2 instance, maybe S3 buckets, different services you have. So here by using IAM, I can create two things. I can go with the user, I can go with the role. Okay, so guys, if you create a role, you'll get credentials. Okay, user credentials, username, password plus security credentials. Two credentials you will get. Once you get it, maybe while creating user, definitely you will give EC2 or S3 bucket, whatever the permission you need for this user. So what this user can do now onwards, from anywhere, even though from his laptop also. Example, this is his laptop. Okay, from in this laptop we can install AWS CLI or console. He can access this AWS account, his services. Okay, or else example, he has his own on-premises data center, his own servers in his data center, not in AWS. Okay, these are his servers, Linux boxes. Here also anywhere he can install AWS CLI and he can access the services if it is a user. Okay, but in terms of role, guys, so if it is a role, you cannot get, you won't get any credentials here. No credentials. Okay, credential, you don't get any credential. There is no way to connect from outside, guys. Example, some your laptop or else some other your own data center servers, Linux boxes, Windows boxes. You cannot connect to this box with by using this role. Only it should be like one of the service you have to attach this role, guys. Example, I want to manage S3 bucket from this EC2 instance. You have to attach this EC2 role to EC2 instance. So from here only, like a compulsory user should log into this box first to manage this service, guys. Maybe user should have access to this. Maybe example, putty session. For putty session login, I don't need any credential. I mean, I don't need AWS credentials, guys. PEM key is enough. IP address and PEM key is enough. What I will do from my Linux box, from my console, maybe putty session, I'll connect to this box. Example, I'm a DevOps admin. Sorry, I'm a developer. I don't need like a IAM access, guys, to connect to this Linux box. Putty session is enough. Okay, putty credentials I have. Username, password, my server IP address. What I will do, I'll connect to this server. Maybe my team, my development team. Everybody will connect to this machine. From here, I can manage the other services, guys. Only from here, where he attached this role, from that service only, they can manage the other services, guys. Not from outside. Okay, so security purpose, guys. I don't want to create a user. Example, developers, 20 people are there. Okay, so they want to manage some of the AWS services. They need access to AWS services. In that case, what I will do, I don't want to give access, create 20 users, guys, here. Unnecessarily charges, right? Again, it's not a best practice. Creating users, 20 users, 30 users, 50 users, it's not a best practice, guys. Because account resources are very, very important. Managing account resources. We don't know which user has which permission. 20 users, it's not a best practice. What I will do, I'll create a role. I'll create a EC2 instance or maybe one Windows box or one Linux box. Okay. So I'll give access to that Linux box to the users, that development team, that PEM key and all. So everybody, they will connect to that service, that EC2 instance. From there, they can manage the other service. So this is what the role usage, guys. Security purpose. Instead of creating user, we'll create a role and attach to again one of the service. That service you can access. Maybe internally also, guys. Sometimes I want to do automation instead of maybe connecting from outside and managing. So example, Lambda or some other functionality. You can attach the role to that functionality and from there you can manage these other services. Okay, so this is what role concept, guys. Are you clear about that? What is role and what is user, guys? Why should I go with role instead of user? Guys, why should I go with role?
Instead of creating different users, then we can create only one role. And for example, that dev team, what are the guys need that role, they will log into that instance and they will communicate with.
Exactly. Security purpose, guys. If I create a user, they can connect to my AWS account from anywhere, even from their laptop, their internal Linux boxes, server Windows boxes. From there, they will install AWS CLI, connect to this. But
So what about the testing team, for example, Amar? We given this role to, we given dev team as of now to the, they will connecting for existing IAM user and they will operating. So in case the testing team also they need, so we need to create a IAM for the testing team that 10 members, or we can also give the same.
Maybe it depends what permission they need. Maybe test team may need different policies, right? Here example, this role I created with some policies, maybe S3 policy, EC2 instance policy, some policies I given here. Maybe the testing team also need, but best practice is create a new role. Because we don't know later point of time, maybe assume that development team, now we created a role, some with read permission or full permission, something attached to one EC2, that EC2 will be given to this one. So example, now later testing team also came to you and I need so and so policy. So it matched with this role, same policy. But that is not a best practice because this is development team using, and later point of them, they may ask some new additional policies to this. If I add that additional policy here, maybe to this role, if I give this role to again testing team also, that maybe, so that team also will get the additional policy. Yes or no? Unnecessarily, we are giving policy to them, permissions to them. So you should not do that. Always best practice is go with a separate role.
Amar, if we create separate role, we have to attach that same instance, right? Same EC2
No,
instance, right?
you can go with one more EC2 instance. Now, why should I go with same EC2 instance?
My application is running on that instance.
Okay. Yeah, in that case, yes, maybe. Yes, you are right. Maybe
So
that's what. Again, this scenario. These are.
so then development team also can access that new policies, right?
Yes, you are right.
In same case, yeah.
Maybe if it is in same instance, yes, you are right. In that system, whoever has access to that system, everybody can access. Like again, yes, that role, whatever the policies you attached.
Amar, here I have one more doubt. Suppose if I gave S3 read access only, and I created that role and I attached that particular EC2 instance. So anyone can use remaining services, only that S3 read access only.
Only S3 service.
Okay. Okay.
Because you give an
Remaining all services not work on the EC2, right?
Definitely, you can try that now. So I attached S3 role. I created a role and I attached S3 permission, right? So
Yes.
from this EC2 only S3 I can access now. So Sanath, can you try EC2 describe hyphen instances? So let me give presentation role to you. Can you try EC2 hyphen describe instances? AWS EC2 describe hyphen instances. Describe hyphen instances without space. Clear the screen. Up arrow. Describe hyphen instances without space.
Okay, Amar.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
See guys, you cannot. Okay, because you haven't attached this policy. Okay, so this is how role works. Both are for same purpose. User and role are for same purpose, but use case is different. Okay.
Amar, I have a question. In roles, we don't give any credentials, right? So how do we know out of 20 people who did the changes to that?
Again, good question. That is where to Linux box, again, you will connect with your user only. Yes or no? Example, 20 people are there in development team. Okay, so in that case, now you are with root user. But example, Amar, Arjun, Kavya, Sanath, 4 people are there in dev team. So while logging into EC2 instance, you will connect with Amar user only, right? I mean Linux user I'm talking about, not IAM user. While connecting to your Linux box, you will connect with Amar user only. Yes or no?
Yes, yeah, got it.
So there we can find out who did, maybe we can see the history. Okay. That's how it works.
Amar, if I attached this IAM to my EC2 instance, these all restrictions in CLI only, right? I can do whatever I want in GUI. Amazon.
But there is no credentials for this role. So how you will log in?
Okay, yeah, got
Right?
it.
Console,
Yes.
you don't have credentials. To log in, you need a credentials. So how do you log in?
Yeah, got it.
Okay. Yeah. Now clear the screen. Okay. So next topic is network topic, guys. Very, very important topic out of AWS. General. Okay. So just a minute, guys. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. I'm back. Yeah. So next topic is network topic, guys. Very, very important topic. Okay, VPC. So before that, I have to discuss something about networking. Okay, general networking before comes to VPC part. So guys, let me ask you one question. Okay, so here open your notepad. In network, two types of networks are there, guys. Write down network. Two types of networks are there. Public network and private network. Anybody knows it, guys? What is public network? What is private network? Two types of networks are there, public and private.
Public is a paid one, which is common across the nation. No duplication. But private IP address is free, like 192.168 or 172 series.
Okay. Yeah. So guys, public means internet provider, maybe service provider providing network, right? That is called as public network. Private network means within your home, within your office, within your data center. If you create a network, that is called as private network, guys. So how it works actually, private network we'll discuss. So example, guys, at home, I take only one connection generally, or only one internet connection. So generally that is called as public network, guys, public network, the connection which I am taking. So what I am doing, I am connecting to my Wi-Fi, my router. Okay, so here my router, guys, has some configuration. Subnet algorithm is there in router. What is subnet? I will tell you. Subnet is again some network algorithm, guys, to provide more IP addresses. Okay, so it will reproduce the IPs, that subnet algorithm. Some definition is there in your network, in router. By using that definition, your subnet will reproduce the IPs, guys. Actually, it is providing network to your laptops, mobile, and all, guys. Here it's your laptop, your Wi-Fi providing some private network in your home. Okay, so actually you're getting only one public IP. So how can I assign that public IP as to all this system? Maybe mobile, laptop, okay, different devices you are connecting. So this many IPs, how you are getting? Actually, your internet, this router providing the IP addresses, guys. Those are private IP addresses. Can you check your maybe command line, your laptop IP address, CMD prompt? CM. IP config without space. See, guys, 192.168.0.100 109. That is your like internal IP address, guys. Your router provided IP address. Actually, your IP address is not that one. Your public IP address is different. In browser, can you type my public IP in internet, Google?
Type my live IP.
My public IP, not private. Private IP already you can see that in Google in your open that first one. Yeah. So this is your public IP address, guys, which is provided by your public the internet provider. Only one IP you will get. Okay. But your internet, your router will provide internal network, guys. So what is this internal network? What is the purpose? Different usages we do have, guys, with your private network. What is the purpose of private network? Okay, so and all we'll discuss in next class, because again it's a huge topic. So we have to understand clearly what is private network, what is the difference between public network and private network. Okay, how to create this, what are the different components we do have in private network. Okay, usages, advantages. So we'll discuss in next class.
So Amar,
Okay.
next class means tomorrow only, right?
Monday.
Okay, thank
No
you.
weekends. Yeah. Okay, guys.
Amar,
Yeah.
I need to say something to our classmates. Hi friends,
Yes.
the thing is I'm created one WhatsApp group. The group name is called DevOps Practices. The reason behind this is, we are not, if we, type any group doubts like that, Amar will get disturbance. So that's the reason. I'm just, posted a group link in short. Can you please copy that?
Hello, Dinesh.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you post an WhatsApp discussion group? We can add easily.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Please don't hesitate. Each and every small doubt also you can,
Yeah,
you
that's
guys you can post. Okay.
practice, guys. Always discuss together, guys. Okay, so always speaking is a best practice to get more knowledge. Discussion is more, again, it's a best practice, guys. Discuss together. Don't work alone. That way you will get more knowledge. Okay? Yeah. Okay then,
Thank you.
guys. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.